A lot of you have asked for a tutorial on how exactly I made Kazooie, so here is the long-awaited Kazooie tutorial. I wanted Kazooie to be larger than life and animated, so the first thing I did was look for a 3D model. The model I landed on is made by GZ Playground. I love the way Kazooie's wings are spread, and I thought she would look dynamic on my back. After taking some time to move around the model in Bamboo Studio, I knew the print wouldn't be stable without some rods, so I asked the amazingly talented Michael to help add some attachment points. Next, it was time to print. It took 2 whole weeks overall to print Kazooie on the smoothest setting. I also made 2 prints of Kazooie, so there's a rogue Kazooie out there somewhere due to the supports not coming off clean on the initial print. Once all the pieces were finally out, I put them together using acetone as well as several 6mm aluminum rods. The rods were installed in places where I was unsure about stability. Once Kazooie is together, you'll probably notice there's some icky seam lines. To fill in overly noticeable seams, I took some wood putty and sanded it down until it was as smooth as I could get it with 100, 220, and 400 grit sandpaper. You don't need to worry about getting the seams perfect at this point because the next step is priming Kazooie with automotive primer. It'll take several coats and a lot of patience, so take your time. This step took me about a full day to get just right because of all of the angles. After sanding and priming, it was time for painting. I decided the best way to cover Kazooie in her iconic red coloring would be to spray paint her. I chose to spray paint with a satin finish so she didn't end up looking overly glossy, and I also took some extra time to block off her eyes and beak. Again, because of how big she is, take your time coating Kazooie. If you don't wait long enough between coats, the finish will come out blotchy and textured. After giving the red ample time to dry, I brought Kazooie back inside and began painting on her details. I basically worked 3 days straight on her paint job, and I even painted on stream just to make sure she was done in time.
There she is, in all of her vaguely well-painted glory.
After painting, it was time for the backpack. The backpack I put Kazooie in was handmade by me as well so that it looked as close to Banjo's in-game backpack as possible. To have Kazooie sit in the backpack, I just cut up a cardboard box. That's really all there is to it. I was currently in the middle of moving and had a ton of boxes strewn about. After making sure everything fit, I used a ton of hot glue to adhere the base of Kazooie to the top of the box and then covered everything in painter's tape so that it was all less visible on the inside. After that, Kazooie is done. She was a really fun project and I'm happy so many people loved her. She was a dream come true for me and I hope you all love her as much as I do.